Last up, and we're going to have to hustle, Jeff from Stuttgart writes, my employer is going to offer a Roth option for our 401k at the beginning of the year. What do I need to know when trying to decide to, it says covert, but we're going to say convert, I think is what he's meant to say there. My current pre-tax money, about $200,000, over to the Roth option. Well, first, Jeff, go in and thank your boss for offering this option. We can never have too many Roth dollars in retirement, and it's a great thing for you moving forward to be able to contribute to the Roth 401k. But let's hold the horses a little bit and talk about the pre-tax money, because we're talking about conversion of a lump sum of $200,000.
Yeah, you want to go slow on this, frankly, Jeff, because you're going to owe taxes on every dollar that you convert. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't convert any money, but it also doesn't mean that you should convert all of your money in 1 year. You'll want to do something that we call filling up the bracket. So let's say that your joint adjusted income, as an example, your taxable income is $100,000, and that puts you in the 22% marginal federal income tax bracket. But if you have you actually have all the way to $190,000, actually $190,750 to be exact, before you begin to be taxed at the next highest tax bracket, which is 24%. So under this scenario, you can convert about $90,000 without incurring any more expensive taxation to you at the 24% bracket. You're still going to pay the 22%, but you're not going to pay that higher level. So you would be taxed on a federal basis at 22% on the $90,000 conversion. Your federal tax on that would be about $20,000 on that conversion, and you would need the money set aside outside the retirement program to be able to pay those taxes, because converting inside your 401k plan doesn't allow you to pull that money out to pay taxes. So you have to have the money on the sideline to make that happen. Otherwise, I think converting is a good idea. And Scott, you might want to take that incrementally.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing, having the cash on the sidelines to pay the taxes. People don't realize that when they start thinking about doing all of this inside of their 401k. You've got to be able to have some money, and it doesn't wreck your emergency fund, right, to pay the taxes. So that's another reason to kind of go at it at a slow pace. Now, it is important to mention that it does get folded into your overall tax return, right? So if you're used to getting a big refund, it may not actually hurt you in the bottom line from your savings account perspective if you do that. So going slow, I think, is good, and a conversion, I think, makes the most sense for someone who has a long-term time horizon. So if you're in the 30s, your 40s, and this is obviously retirement money, I think it makes a lot of sense to begin to build up a tax-free income inside of a Roth. It is one of the most flexible retirement accounts out there, accounts in general out there investment-wise, and it is also the most underutilized. So if you're in your 30s or 40s, and even if this is not you, if you don't have a Roth option, but you do have an IRA, that same conversion can take place, but work with a financial advisor so you don't get dinged too hard on the taxes.
Scott, I'll also mention that you can contribute to a Roth 401k going forward, and the new legislation that is in play now allows an employer match to be deposited into your Roth account on an after-tax basis. Now, that's a change from our previous situation where the employer match, if you will, had to go into a pre-tax account. So you ended up with some money in a Roth account, and you have some money in a traditional 401k account that was your employer plan. But now both of those can go into the after-tax deposit account for the Roth, and therefore all of it would be tax-free to you when you retire.
And one final thought here, John, because people get this confused. If you do contribute to a Roth 401k, the dollars you put into that do not count against the maximum contribution limit on the Roth IRA. They are completely different, even if they have Roth in front of it. Your 401k, whether Roth or traditional, has a maximum contribution limit, and your IRA, whether Roth or traditional, has a maximum contribution limit.